Hello, I am back, and after having waited 15 minutes to get anywhere near the kitchen to record this, because smoothies have been being made, bikes have been being got out, dog has been wandering around, today we are going to make homemade tortillas to answer that bloody awful question that's being asked about a million times a day: what's for lunch? Tortillas are brilliant. You can fill them with anything. You can fry them off, make them into quesadillas. You can stuff them with leftovers, and they haven't got any yeast in them. In fact, they've only got 4 ingredients: flour, salt, fat and water. So enough wittering, let's get on with it. Okay, it's still relatively peaceful in the kitchen, so I'm going to crack on. In this bowl here, I've got just plain flour and salt. In this jug here, I have boiling water and 125 grams of butter. So that's just melting nicely. And then I'm going to pour that, once that's melted, into the flour and fashion it into a dough. Okay, the butter's melted in the boiling water now. So I'm going to pour it into the flour and salt. Just to say, you don't have to use butter. You can use lard if you have such a thing, or vegetable fat, or oil even. So don't feel you have to use butter for this. Right, just plop it all in. Gosh, ugly hands in a video. No one wants to see that, do they? Right, we'll stir it round so you get a sort of tatty dough just to start with. Like that. It's all coming together. And then I'm going to turn that out onto my floured work surface, and we're going to bring it all together. Tip it out, scraping out every last precious bit of dough. I'm going to get as much out of this as we can. And then make a start, bring it all together. There we go, try and get the bloody thing in view. It feels really super soft at the start, so you may need to add some more flour. And what you want to do is just bring it together at this stage, and then you're going to knead it for 10 minutes. I need a little bit more flour. There we go. We'll stick to the work surface. So just in case anyone needs a kneading lesson, which I'm sure you don't, I just do it like this. Not very professional, but does the job. So I'm just going to carry on kneading that for about 10 minutes, and then it will feel all elasticy and silky. Okay, so I'm worn out now. After 10 minutes of exhaustive kneading, you will have a sort of soft, silky dough like this. And I think you'll find about halfway through kneading it, you don't need to add any more flour because it comes all nice and silky and soft. So now I've just got to divide it into 12 equal-ish pieces. I'm woeful at equalness. 12 pieces of dough, none of them equal shaped. So now I'll just roll them into a ball, tuck them under, make them nice and even, like that. Then pop them onto your baking sheet. And you're then going to leave them to rest for about half an hour. And then you'll just need either a cast iron skillet or a nice non-stick frying pan to cook them off in. So have all your fillings ready, or know what you're going to do with them, and then we'll be back when they've rested. Okay, so your little balls have rested for half an hour now. So what you want to do is roll them out. So mine are particularly ununiform, but make a start with your little ball, flattening it into a loose circle with your hands. I find that's easier than rolling it at this stage, because otherwise it just goes a bit tatty and rubbish. Right, bear in mind these are going to be crap. There we go, and then take your rolling pin and roll it into a reasonable circle. You want them to be quite thin, but not too thin that you can't pick them up, because then they'll just be annoying. It's quite soft, so you might need some extra flour on the work surface. Just keep turning it around and trying to get it into a reasonable circular shape. I mean, as you can see, mine are reasonably uncircular, but better than nothing, eh? and keep going till you have 12 reasonable circles. Okay, so my griddle is nice and hot. It's smoking a little bit, probably because it's got some bits of tatty nasty on it from last time. And I'm going to put one of my tortillas in. Okay, spread it out a little bit. As you can see, it's not remotely circular, never mind. I've already done one here, but a bit like when you make pancakes, the worst one's always the ugly one. It's usually the one I get, to be fair. And this is going to cook for about a couple of minutes on each side. Just really depends on how hot your pan is, how thick your tortilla is, but keep an eye on it. It starts to turn slightly translucent as it's getting done, and it will puff up a little bit, and you're looking for some nice black spots on the underside before you turn it over. Not black as in burnt, black as in a little bit charred. So give it a minute or so, and then we'll turn it over. Okay, so this is starting to look a little bit like it might be getting done on one side, so I'm going to flip it over. As you can see, hopefully you can see, my appalling camera skills, that there is some nice dark spots on it. I'm just going to press it down a bit. If it puffs up, don't worry, you can always poke it to release the air, like that. And what you just want it to be is cooked all the way through. You don't want any chewy bits of raw dough in there particularly. I've just toasted the ugly one in the corner and it tastes delicious, immodest face. So keep cooking again until you've got some colour on the underside of this one, and then whip it out and keep going until you've done all 12. Well, 11 now as I've eaten one. So just to summarise, these are my delicious homemade tortillas. Some of them are round, some of them aren't. It doesn't matter because they're all going to get eaten still, and they are delicious and not at all complicated. They do take a bit of time at the stove, but you could always get a small pair of hands to help you if you have a small pair of hands, and I hope you love them. Thank you for watching.